Hello, my loves. Welcome back to another live. I am so excited you are here. If this is the first time you've ever called me live in your entire life, let me know in the comments. And if you are watching this live, let me know you are here as well. I'm so excited today to talk about how to release stuck emotions from the body. For the longest time now, I've been talking a lot about mindset work, and I came on. Hello, say hi as you're jumping on. Hi, Jen. I've talked a lot about mindset work, and I've spoken a lot about how to reprogram the subconscious mind. But I really want to talk today and deep dive with you on how to release stuck emotions from the body. So, I'm very, very excited because it's a little bit of a shift, and through what I've been going through with life and my own spiritual journey, my focus and my priorities have been changing, and I've been doing so much healing and deeper level of work and embodiment around understanding this. So understanding our emotions, our frequency, and I'm really going to take you through step by step today on how to release stuck emotions, the science behind releasing stuck emotions, because I, for the longest time, used to live in my head, and I had a very logical type of view of the world. So I had a background in psychology, and I saw the world very logically until I came across Dr. Joe Dispenza. And Dr. Joe Dispenza, about years ago, I realized that you can marry the work of science and spirituality to completely transform your life. And I learned that not just through rewiring the brain, but really tapping into the body, tapping into emotions, and releasing the traumas that we grew up with. So I wanted to tell you a story, but I'm going to go straight into a little bit of the science so behind it all. As we grow up and as we experience life, hello, say hi as you're jumping on. As we experience life from ages 0 to 7, we all experience a level of trauma. So, for example, if you grew up and your mum carried a lot of fear in the womb, she carried a lot of fear and beliefs around money, for example, and then you were born into this world. Maybe you saw your parents fight, and from ages 0 to 7, we are all subconscious mind, and we're getting programmed very easily. And if you experience some level of trauma, which everyone experiences some level of trauma. People experience either what I call small t trauma or big T trauma. So big T trauma is like the things that where people experience abuse, sexual assault, really death, for example, really deep traumatic wounds. And then small t trauma is, for example, where you get told, hey, you're not worthy, or hey, you shouldn't be an actress or an actor because that doesn't make enough money. You need to be a doctor, a lawyer, like you need to do this, or like don't cry, don't show emotion. So that's the smaller T trauma. Okay, and like I mentioned, mindset is only one piece of the puzzle, and I like to combine now not just mindset work, but somatic work. And this is the work that I take my clients through. This is really the work that is so important when it comes to manifestation, when it comes to getting back into alignment with what it is that you want from life. Because if you want the car or the money or the love, it really comes first from going within, going into releasing these stuck emotions. So I got my diagram here for you, which I'm really excited to share about. But I really want to make sure that you understand that mindset is not just just one piece of the puzzle. You have to tap into releasing the emotions from your body. And how do we do that? Okay, so like I mentioned, trauma gets stuck in the body, and so from ages 0 to 7, we are all subconscious mind. We are getting programmed very easily. Trauma that tends to happen from when we're young to your adult life right now. Most of the time, memory is fallible, so we forget things easily, or not that we forget things, but every time we recall memory, it gets fragmented. Hello, Rocio, so good to have you here. It gets fragmented every time we recall a memory again and again and again. And so what, however, holds the most memory is in the body. The body doesn't forget. The body holds so much memory. That's why you get triggered easily. But what you get triggered about is very different to what your sister gets triggered about, or what your mum gets triggered about. It's so important that you understand this. And I want you to drop an emoji in the chat if you pick up what I'm putting down. So when you understand that the trauma that gets stuck in your body is hindering you from getting the thing that you want, which is becoming your higher self, or manifesting love, manifesting money, you realize, okay, I need to release these stuck emotions. I need to move up the scale of consciousness. And this is the map of the scale of consciousness, by the way, and this is what I mean. When we release these denser emotions, then we get to move up. Because ultimately, I know you want peace, I know you want love, I know you want joy. Hello, everyone jumping on. Drop an emoji in the chat so I know you're here. And so I want you to understand that as you move up this scale, and as you understand that we all experience trauma to a certain degree in our life, everyone, I don't care who you are, I don't care how amazing your parents have been, how loving they were, everyone experiences trauma to a certain degree. Maybe not big, but to a certain degree. And that has created your identity, it has created who you are, it has created the challenges, the triggers, and the manifestations in your life. And so as we understand this scale, and as we understand how to truly release these emotions, your life will start to transform, like absolutely transform. I'm not even kidding. Things will start to magically happen for you. Your life will start to look better. It will be more peaceful. You will feel more joy and more peace and more love in your life. Okay, I want to share quickly with you a study done on mice. So there was a study done on mice where they exhibited a scent of the cherry blossom. So you know the flowers, the cherry blossoms that are really beautiful, that they spring. And when they executed this scent to baby mice, and not baby mice, to mice, and then they would execute an electric shock to the foot of the mice. So it's like a scent, and then they executed an electric shock. So what the rats would what the rats would equate or be conditioned to smell these cherry blossoms and then execute fear or feel fear. These mice had babies, and they found up to 7 generations. These mice actually, when these baby mice were fed the cherry blossom scent, they showed levels of fear. So what that tells us is that even as humans, the fears that you feel might not even be yours. And I've spoken about this. And so the reason why we do this work, it's so important because we are all energy and we all emit a frequency. And the extent to why you don't have what you want, it lies with, first you mentally saying, hey, this is what I want. This is, I want to be happy. I want to have money. I want to have love. And your body, however, doesn't feel safe to have it, okay? And the reason why it doesn't feel safe is because we hold a lot of these denser emotions. So I'm going to take you through now how to release some of these heavier emotions in the body. And a lot of this work is the work that I do with my clients. So we can see that shame is the heaviest emotion. And shame is the heaviest emotion because when we carry a lot of shame, we can't connect with other people. We can't connect with other human beings. And connection is one of the biggest things that we need as human beings. Okay, so as you move up to shame, then the next level is guilt. Then we've got anger, we've got grief, fear, desire. Sorry, not anger. Apathy, fear, desire, anger, pride, courage. So Dr. David Hawkins says that most of humanity rely on this 200 to 175. And when we lie on this, in this medium, we move up and down the scale because obviously we feel different emotions at different times. But the majority of society, we get conditioned through trauma and we live in these lower states of consciousness. We carry a lot, because the thing is, what happens is that you can't, when you get traumatized or when something happens to you and you get shamed for something and you don't properly process the emotion, what tends to happen is that the energy, because emotion is energy in motion, the emotion or the energy doesn't just go, it doesn't just disappear like we think it does. We suppress, right? And people think that suppression actually, like time heals all wounds. It does. That's not true. Time does not heal all wounds. The truth is that being intentional with your healing heals wounds. So it's so important that as you understand this scale, you get to release it, okay? Because otherwise, if you're living in a state of shame, you attract more shame, you attract more guilt. And if you're living in these heavier, denser states of consciousness, we attract more of the negative thing. So maybe you know someone that's very, that has a lot of bad luck. Or when something bad happens to you, then the next thing bad happens to you, and then your whole life it's like one thing after the other. You get broken up with, and then your car you get in a car accident, and it's like it's one of the laws of the universe. So it's so important that we do this work. And I love doing this work because I've seen the amazing transformations that my clients have gone through just from doing and releasing the stuck trauma in the body, okay? So this is what we want to do. We want to release the stuck traumas in the body. And the way we do that is so that we can move up the scale, right? Because we all want to feel peace, joy, love. That's ultimately I feel like that is the goal of our human spirit, or we all seek that happiness. We all seek to be at peace. But we also have these denser emotions that we carry in the body. And truth be told, if we don't know what bad looks like, we don't know what good looks like either. So we kind of need the polarity of both, right? The law of polarity. So here we are. To truly and properly release stuck emotions in the body, you have to feel your emotions. Okay, so how do we feel emotions? So this is like the process I really like to take my clients through. I like to get them in a very, not unconscious state, but in a hypnotic state. So when you're in theta brainwave state, when you're super relaxed, when you're in a meditative state, I get my clients to go through a moment and follow the sensation in their body by tracking what is the strongest feeling that is most alive in their body. So perhaps they're feeling it in their chest or in their stomach, and I allow them to go there, to bring that emotion up to a 10. And anytime that you process emotions, anytime that you feel emotions, it only takes 90 seconds to process any sensation or any emotion. Any longer than that, we are just rehashing the story in our mind. And the thing is, with processing emotions, we were never taught how to truly and properly, healthily release it from the body. So what happens is that it gets stuck. There's so much disease in the world. We get sick and we try to take medications, but I can guarantee you, the more you work on your emotional body, the less back pain you have, the less headaches you'll have, the hair fall, the gut health. Because my gut health started improving once I started working on my emotions, truly. And as you feel into your body, allow yourself to raise it to a 10. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least, 10 being the greatest, of 1, I don't feel anything in my body, to 10, I feel it a lot. I feel it to the extreme. Okay. So I really want to just mention that it's, as you start to do these processes, as you start to release, it may look like crying, it may look like yawning, it may look like if you need to scream into a pillow or push against the wall. There are so many different ways to process emotions. It may look like dancing for you. I love somatic therapy because if you get on your hands and your knees and you start to bring the fear and the shame and the guilt in your body and you start to move, you allow yourself to move through it, things magically change and things magically get allowed to alchemize through you. As you continue doing that, you start to run your glass out. So imagine this is your container, this is your body, okay? And as you are born into this world and you get traumatized bit by bit, we start to fill up our glass or cup. And we try, every time we say, hey, I don't want to feel it, it's not safe to feel, it's not okay, we keep capping it. And so we just want to, as we do these practices, as we cry, as we allow ourselves to feel, we tip it out. If we have, it's very important that we obviously have a safe space to feel as well. And maybe you don't have that. Maybe you've grown up and you've never had that safe space from your mum or your dad to be able to feel your emotions and to be able to cry or to be able to process things healthily. And when that happens, we come into this world not knowing that it is safe for us to feel it. It's safe for us to cry. It is safe for me to ask for help, right? This is why women have such masculine shields and why men are not connected to their heart. Because when men are connected to their heart, that's when they can connect to their woman. And when women are not living so much in their head, they can start to drop into their body and be more feminine and just be more playful and enjoy and have pleasure with life. I've had so many realizations since ayahuasca two weekends ago. And so it really is releasing continuously, doing the work. And if you're jumping on late, I highly recommend that you catch the replay for this. It's a continuous journey of every time I feel triggered, I'm going to release. Every time I feel triggered, I'm going to release. And really just sitting with yourself, sitting with your body. Another thing I love to do is tapping. So we start here with the karate chop. And every time we tap on these certain meridian points or acupuncture points, which Eastern medicine has been using for years now, to regulate the nervous system, to change our emotional state. So what we do is that when we tap on these certain points, so we've got the karate chop, top of the head, middle of the eye, side of the eye, bottom of the eye, in between the nose and the chin, the collarbones, and then the side here, And what that does is that it allows the electrical currents of our brain and our body, our nervous system, to relax itself, because it's kind of like we are guiding. So if you think of a New York City or a big city where there's just a bunch of traffic, there's a bunch of conjunction cars and traffic, everything's like blocked off. So these blocks that you may be experiencing in your emotional state of being is where you feel stuck. Well, most people feel stuck, but it's all purely emotions. And that's why I love this work so much, because everything is emotion. And when you learn how to process it and move through it and allow it to flow, that's where life force flows through you. Okay, so tapping is an amazing way to release stuck emotions as well. And if you do need more support, one-on-one support on actually me guiding you through my process of releasing these emotions from the body, book a one-on-one call with me through responding to this, to DMing me on Instagram, Renee Sarah Lim, or comment the word neuro below, and I can send you a free training on how to rewire your subconscious or use manifestation techniques to get what you want. But it's through releasing emotions, through rewiring the brain and regulating your nervous system. I love you so much. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, because the greatest gift that you can give me is your time. And we all know that we can't get our time back. So I love you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And go back and watch this over and over again to probably understand how to release these stuck emotions, how to process the emotion from your body. Have a look at the map of consciousness. This is by Dr. David Hawkins. You can read his book, Letting Go, which is my favorite book of all time. And I will see you very soon.